Hello guys, how's it going? My name is Darren, and today I want to make a little bit different of a video from what I normally do. I do understand that my channel has been doing a little bit of negativity conversation topics and talks in general, and I kind of do want to change it around with the 2017. I made a video talking a bit about people claiming that they are being a bit burnt out by World of Warcraft in general and by the grind that Legion offers. But in this video I want to offer you something different. I want to offer you a different thought process and a different thought pattern on the idea that, hey, here's some of the ways you can play Legion without the burnout. Legion actually brought a lot of content and there's a lot of things to do. I do understand that around a lot of things, the artifact power grind is, I guess, at the core of it all as you're trying to progress your character, as in every MMO. The artifact power grind is going to be the integral process of how you farm artifact points in order to expand your weapons. And this is something that I guess would be looked at as your dailies. When you go out to do the world quests, you're doing the ones you need. I mostly do the ones for artifact power, or if I'm playing an alt tune, which almost never happens since I'm so busy with my main all the time, that I will sometimes do world quests for extra pieces of gear, maybe extra artifact relics in order to upgrade the weapons for those characters. But for the most part, it's a lot of me just getting on, doing my artifact grind and getting my PvP dailies done in order to make sure the honor level goes up. So in this video I want to talk about a few things that you can do in order to make your Legion experience a little bit different than the same old grind. And there's nothing I can really say about artifact power, but what I can do is offer you some of the different things to try out in Legion. I do understand that this video is going to sound like a video that's been made multiple different times, like, oh, if you're a PvPer, just do PvE, if you're a PvEer, try PvP, stuff like that. But honestly, after doing a little bit of the world quest in Legion, you do end up trying to find a world quest where you can get a little bit something different done. And for somebody like me who enjoys the living hell out of the grind and out of progression and out of farming, these are the things I personally like. So for me to be able to go farm artifact points all day from every single world quest is actually a lot of fun. But then some of the world quests that I saw are pet battle world quests, but they still offer you artifact power. And me, the stubborn person that I am that really wants to get some artifact power, I end up doing those same world quests. And in the end, I actually always wanted to try out pet battles. I always wanted to test them out as something casual for me to do, so I can basically keep playing World of Warcraft, but play like a mini game inside of World of Warcraft. So it's not quite the same game that I would remember. There's no raid mechanics, there's no class imbalance, there's maybe a pet imbalance of some sort, but it's just a little bit different of a game. And I was never really the kid that had a capability to play any of the Pokemon games, so this is kind of like the nostalgia I never had kind of experience, which is a little bit of fun. Plus it has a Blizzard touch, which I enjoy Blizzard games already. So I actually would suggest try pet battles. Just try some of the casual things that you thought you'd never try. And this is going to be another one of those, I guess, repeats of what everybody says. Honestly, if you've always done PvP or always done PvE in Legion, and you feel like you are just sick and tired of the content, maybe you're a PvEer who is just sick and tired of the same dungeons, sick and tired of the same mythics, or simply can't find any groups to run you through great content, I think you should try a chance at PvP. Learning how to get better at PvP is something that a lot of PvE players have a hard time with, and Legion PvP might not be the hardest PvP that I've ever seen, but for a lot of people it is a learning curve. Currently I am in a raiding guild, and everybody in my guild for the most part do raiding content, PvE content, but once they step into the arena or a battleground, you can kind of see, and I can see for myself, that there is a little bit of challenges that those people are facing. Everybody starts with the same challenges, and if you're somebody who's religiously done PvE all whole time you've been playing World of Warcraft, then PvE might be something you should try. The way you should look at PvE is kind of like a puzzle that you're trying to solve, but you have a group of friends, whether it's 5 people in a group, 10 people in a group, 20, flex raid, mythic run, it doesn't matter. And the fun fact is, if you think that PvE is really simple and really easy, you should try mythics. Not only mythic dungeons, but mythic raids. And if mythic dungeons is the only thing you can find where you can only get 5 people that you know, try higher levels. Try Karazhan. I ran Karazhan. It was the most fun dungeon I've ever done. The best visuals of a dungeon, the most fun, great story and lore if you like lore. Just very cool experience in general. It's just the longest dungeon I've ever done, but it's the most amount of fun I've ever had running a dungeon. And of course, the regular dungeons that you have Mythic Plus versions of them. So you can play dungeons up until level 15, 20, 25, depends how good you are as a player, which will really truly test you. And again, the way you should treat them is a puzzle you're trying to solve with your friends. You're trying to counter cooldowns, you're trying to counter mobs, you're trying to find ways to get around different boss fights, around different mechanics. So all of that is actually a lot of fun. And as somebody who is in the field of information technology, working with puzzles, especially inside of a computer, is basically all I do. And this is why we play World of Warcraft. Part of it is the puzzle solving progress, the strategy aspect of the game. Because honestly, if you want to play like an action MMO where the action is all it's about, I'm pretty sure most of you are not playing World of Warcraft. And again, for vice versa, for PvP, it's a different type of puzzle, but it involves player interaction, the kind of interaction you will never get with a boss. Yes, of course, for the most part, you will see Death Knights doing the same thing, Hunters doing the same thing, Mages doing the same thing when they're on the same level, but there is a human element involved, and there is an aspect of competitive nature. So if you're somebody who's done PvE, and you can definitely slay all your dragons all day long, try going against other players who have a different thought process and see if you can outplay them. At first it might seem daunting, but once you're on a subtlety rogue and you can literally shadow strike behind a warrior back to back to back without giving him an aspect of charge, there's a little bit of fun with making a warrior really salty and then getting a PM about it later. It's a fun aspect of the game, and while it's not perfect, it is World of Warcraft, has a Blizzard touch. So most of us playing World of Warcraft and Blizzard games do like the Blizzard touch in games. And for the last thing, what was I gonna do? And for the last thing that I want to say, World of Warcraft is a game that's highly customizable. For example, action cam is in a game, which honestly opens so many more new experiences to the same game we all know. If you guys haven't seen some of the add-on videos and some of the UI videos, like for example Bellular Gaming, who is making a bunch of add-ons utilizing the action cam and utilizing a whole different set of UI for the game to make it seem like a whole new experience, even enable it for a controller instead of keyboard and mouse. This is something you can use yourselves in order to make the game a little bit different, a little bit more fun. What you can do with World of Warcraft is completely recustomize it to make it look like any other game out there. You like the UI of maybe Albion and the Albion games? You can probably make that UI. You like Blade and Soul and want to maybe recreate Blade and Soul, which is kind of what I want to do right now. I want to recreate the UI of Blade and Soul in World of Warcraft and see if that's possible, and give it the action cam of Blade and Soul and see just how well that can work. There's so many opportunities for you to customize the game and make it a whole new experience. On one hand, you could think of it, well, let's say you are a pro raider, right, or a pro PvPer, and you're thinking, well, if I don't have the proper UI that everybody else runs, aren't I going to be behind in terms of being effective in PvP, in PvE, whatever? Well, you might be, but isn't that part of the fun of the game? Just remember the days you first started WoW. You were a complete noob, you had no idea what was going on, it was a fresh new experience, you had no idea what your binds were, you had no idea what your camera was doing, you had no idea what the hell questing is, but you figured it out eventually. Honestly, I miss those days when I had no idea what I was doing in World of Warcraft, where questing was literally the pinnacle of my fun. And I was back in Cataclysm, so it wasn't like vanilla questing or anything. It was the watered down simplified questing that I guess a lot of vanilla players would describe it as watered down simplified. But anyway, I still did enjoy that kind of questing, and that's what was a lot of fun when the game is new and fresh and exciting. And this is the way you can kind of put a new spin on it. And let's say you're great at raiding, you can make it your own UI, give the game a new feel, and start the game almost fresh and just enjoy it for yourselves. Because honestly, you're not really gonna unlearn your class that you're playing, but your experience overall is gonna be different, might be more fun, might in some cases be more challenging, well, and will give you a little bit extra touch of what you're personally looking for. I'm currently enjoying every aspect of the game. I'm enjoying the casual aspect of, let's say, doing world quests and doing some random pet battles. I am currently enjoying PvP. I am very much enjoying the PvE aspect of the game as well. I'm playing as two different specs. So honestly, I am enjoying every aspect of the game. I'm literally on, and sometimes I want to find time for another game, but because I'm doing YouTube and I'm doing Twitch streaming, although I literally barely ever do get on Twitch as compared to some of the other professional streamers, I do try to find as much time as I can for myself. First of all, I try to do IRL stuff, and I can barely have any time to play any other games. But if I wasn't so tied down with YouTube and tied down with Twitch, I think I'd be playing a little bit few more other games. So for me, I'm somebody who has to find ways to keep WoW exciting and creative for myself in order to get the creative juices flowing and make more videos on it. So this is one of the things I am always constantly having to almost struggle with, but for the most part I think I'm doing fine since I'm still playing the game strong. I'm still farming artifact power. I'm almost done with my research for my artifact weapon. I just got the extra trait for my assassination rogue. I already have 7 points into my extra trait for my outlaw, and I'm finishing up my subtlety rogue weapon on my main, and then I'll maybe want to level up an alt, and it's just on and on and on and on and on. So I'm somebody who, from personal experience, am looking for ways to actively keep the game fun and exciting. As you can see on the video, I'm honestly just playing around with action cam when I'm doing my heroics, and I'm playing around with different builds, and I'm just doing what I can. So these are the things that I can recommend you. Definitely try out PvP if you haven't. Definitely try PvP if you haven't. Definitely try casual things that you thought you would never do, because you might find them fun. And if all else fails, just try to change how the game looks completely. Think of a UI you like, think of a game you like from back in the day, and see if you can recreate it, because honestly, with the add-ons community that we have for the World of Warcraft, there's a lot of customizability, and I'll link you guys Bellular Gaming's add-on in order to change your UI completely to this action cam based UI that can honestly be played on a controller for you guys to have a whole new experience with World of Warcraft. And honestly, I hope this helps you guys out if you are kind of in a rut trying to figure out what the hell you want to do with World of Warcraft, and where you want to go, and it's your favorite game, but it just feels like, you know, you just can't keep playing it. Sometimes it's fine to let things go. All I'm here to do is help you guys keep the game and experience as fresh as possible for as long as possible. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really do hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. I'm going to be working on my own UI, action cam based UI very soon. I'm very excited to get that on the way. So hopefully you guys will be there to check that out. I want to make a customizability for a healer, tank, and a DPS. So I only know how to DPS, so I'll have to figure out the other two. I'll need to think of how I'm going to translate all the UI or for the new stuff, but while I'm busy doing that, hopefully you guys are having a great day. Hopefully everybody is doing great in 2017. I actually would like to know what you guys' New Year resolutions, if you do watch my videos on a regular, and if any of them have to do with World of Warcraft. So if you have a New Year's resolution, feel free to comment it down below. I'm actually very interested. Mine is to try to make my video making and YouTube and Twitch a little bit more professional from here on out, and try to be a little bit more on the positive side of things as best as I can, as well as probably make better, more content, fresh stuff and all that jazz. So that's my loose interpretation of 2017. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.